Okay, junkies, it's been a minute. Apologize for kind of not putting out content. Still recovering from surgeries on the shoulder, and now I'm doing bone grafts on the mouth. Take off my protector. I'm not supposed to, but I wanted to get this haul out of the way. Books are building up. And I missed just putting content out for you junkies. So we got a 50-cent haul. We got a dollar haul. We got Golden Age. So this is going to be quite a little bit of a long video. If my speaking is not correct, please just look past that. Here we go. Let's just get into this. I thought I'd throw some eye candy up there right away. This is Blue Bolt. Oh, shoot. What number is this? Number 38, I think, from 1940. It's 33 from 1943. There are just a few in the first 9 years. I think it's 9 years, maybe 7 years of this run. There's just a few covers that are really cool. Of course, the single digits, and then you got spotty as you get through. I grabbed a few over the course of this, probably this year and last year. They're popping up on eBay every now and then. So then you got like the covers before this, real terrible. The covers after this, not so good. This one is just a really cool World War II. And I paid, I know I paid less than 50. I can't even remember. But we're going to get into the $1.50 haul, and then we're going to go to the Golden Age. There's some really great stuff in here. So just hang out. I just want to show you my $1.50 stuff is just, I like to show, hey, this is what you can find in the sorry, I can't speak, but this is what you can find in the 50-cent dollar bins. So we're going to go with 50-cent bins. So I was walking out of the comic shop. I went there to buy some Mylights, which is these. They're not Mylights. They're a different company. You get 100 in a bag, and they're a lot more inexpensive. But anyways, I was able to complete my Omega the Unknown run. I said I was walking out of the store, and I looked over in the 50-cent bin and saw all these Bronze Age books, and I grabbed them. So you got September number 4 from September 1976. And it's not high grade. It's definitely mid to upper. Nothing low grade here, thank goodness. But I was able to complete the whole run with all these that I grabbed. And there were more there, but I already had them. So I figured I'd let somebody else grab them. Number 5, November 1976. And then number 6, John Romita Cockrum cover, January 1977. Great covers, though. And I did start reading this. It's not a bad series. He never speaks, though, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I read it, but I don't think he ever speaks. I think he's a kid, and then he turns into this superhero, and he's trapped in this body, and he can't talk. Number 7, March 77. So, yeah, these were 50 cents. Like I said, they're not high grade, but they're definitely not low grade. A nice Gil Kane cover. Number 8. Get that glare out of there. Okay, still 50 cent stuff. I just grabbed this because it was Planet Comics number 1. This story, I mean, this cover has nothing to do with the story inside. It has nothing to do with sci-fi. It's a vampire story. It's actually pretty good. It's kind of cliche, but it's written really well. And I was interested. I read the whole thing. And I liked it. but you can tell there wasn't a lot of effort put into the interior story or the arts. But A-List Comics, Planet Comics #1, they have a picture of all the Fiction House comics in here. I don't know what the deal with this was. I think it's from 1997. Not even a real dynamic cover either. I don't know what they were trying to do. Maybe they just had the licensing to the names for a little bit. Moon Knight, there were more Moon Knights there. This is one I didn't have, so I grabbed it. And I don't think there's many issues in this run. I did read this, and I'm trying to remember it. I don't know. It was all right. I don't really like the gold bands on the suit. To me, the night part doesn't really work. If you got gold glittering in the dark, you're not very effective as a superhero of the night. Shogun 17, they had a few more. I had them already. I didn't have this one. Grabbed it. And then quite a bit of Power Man, Power Fist. Love this series. I bought it off the newsstand monthly. I was there waiting as each issue came out. I left some that I already had. It was hard to leave because some of those issues there really have memories for me as a teenager. But I already had them, so the one I left is the one that's the vampire. There's two stories, one with Power Fist, one with Power Man, one with Iron Fist. In the Power Man story, he's walking home, and he gets mugged by a vampire. And it's just a really cool story. It's not even like, it's just kind of like he's walking home, and that's what the story's about. And the vampire comes out of the New York alley and tries to bite him, and of course he can't penetrate the skin. But anyways, Power Man 67, 1980. #71. So I got quite a bit of these. You had quite a bit in there. I told the owner, I said, next time you get Bronze Age books in like this that you're going to put in the dollar bin or in the 50-cent bin, let me know. I actually got them for less than 50 cents because I think there was, I don't know how many were here. I think there was 16. And I said, how about $10 for all of them? And he said, okay. So 72, that's a direct market. And then 74, 1981, 79. Like I said, if you haven't picked up this, they're so cheap. It's such a great series. It's really down to earth is what I like about it. It's not cosmic or anything. It's just about having a business, kind of like detective agency on the streets, and really a bunch of different characters appearing in every issue. Number 80, another direct market one from number 81 from 1982. And that's what I like about it. It's just the street level stories in every issue. Nothing huge, no big storylines. Number 83, another direct from 1982. So you know that direct was the lesser of the lower print run of the issues until 1986. Another direct market with the Mole Man, number 85. And you know what I like about Danny Rand? The fact that they hold back on using the Iron Fist. It's like always a last resort. I mean, he just doesn't use it like going in a situation and use it. I read this one. It was really good. She's a Russian agent. She fools them into making them do all the legwork on this case, and she just follows them around and ends up cracking the case. They don't get the credit. She gets the money. It's really cool. That's why I really like this series a lot. Number 92. And you got Hammerhead. And then you got Whirlwind in this one. Number 106. And that's a Byrne cover. Is it a Byrne? Yep, John Byrne. And then you got number 120. And this one I read was pretty good. He's fighting an evil dragon and ends up his uniform turns red because the dragon withdraws only the evil out of him. And then last one I picked up for less than 50 cents is number 121. Looks like the Beyonder there. I didn't read this yet. And then this was the last of the 50-cent haul. I did read, I think I read this whole thing. Really good. A lot of insight to all the Superman artists and creators. You got Siegel and Schuster. You got a Byrne. Believe you had a Kurt Swan interview. It was really good. Really a lot of insight into the history and creation of Superman. Pick up these for 50 cents anytime, man, or $1. Love that stuff. Okay, dollar books. I just bought these today. Just, you know how it is. If you haven't bought anything or been out hunting in a while, you just like to get out there, maybe spend a few bucks and just go through the bins. It kind of just satisfies the itch that you got as a collector. I just like this cover, man. Look at those breasts. They're just bouncing and busting out of that. In the let me show you this interior. So that's Bulleteer. So Bullet Woman. I don't know anything about this. Just love the cover. Let me show you the first page. And this is from 2006. 6-part miniseries. They had the rest, but they weren't as dynamic. Check that out. Now what? Ballistic. How the Bulleteer began. Pretty cool. And that was $1. Picked up this one, was $1. Poison Ivy, number 23, August 94. And then one with Batgirl and Catwoman on it. Number 9, August 96. These are all near mint. All these dollar comics are near mint. One with Joker, number 31, December 2000. And then just a killer Bolin Wonder Woman cover right there. They had every issue of this, but I don't know anything about it. This was the most dynamic cover. Time you get a Bolin, you can Wonder Woman. I'm going for it. So so the rest are eBay, or some are my comic shop. Not a very few, like 3. This one and the next one were $10 for both. This one's a pretty common issue. I didn't know it. I didn't even know that Magazine Enterprises did a Robin Hood series. This is based off a UK or a television show. I think it's UK, and then CBS picked it up. Kind of looks like Errol Flynn, but it's not. It's Richard Green. But this one's pretty common, as I did research on it, photo cover. But the next one is the reason why I went ahead and just bought it, because it's number 5. And this is number 8 from 1957. But number 5 is just like, I couldn't find anything about it. Even the sites that I use for information and research did not have any information, nor did they have the picture of the cover. So I thought maybe this one had such a low print run that it's a pretty scarce book. It does have a rip right there, which I didn't know when I bought it, but since I got it so cheap, I'm not going to squabble over it. It's number 5 from 1956, 57, March 57. But just a really scarce book, and that's what I like about it. So, I don't know if I should show this one yet. It's one of the bigger books. We'll wait on that. I may have shown these already. I don't remember because I'm old and I have that kind of a memory now. So I picked these up from my comic shop. This is a UK edition. It says right up here, British edition. It's like 2 or 3 issues in one. I read this. Every story in here was just so good. I was like, that rarely happens with a comic, that every story is so good. And I had to text Jesse and say, you know what, your grandpa did a great job on this book, because every story is just so good in it. And then I picked, so that's number, I don't even have the info. I think it's number 10. This is number 9. For some reason, and I haven't read this one yet, number 9, British edition. Let me see how thick these are. See that? I put these both on Instagram, but for some reason, everyone favored this cover more than this one. I don't know. I like this one better because it's more scary, more horror-ish. And it was funny. They had a story in here with, I don't remember what it was, but it was a female werewolf. And I thought, why didn't they put that on the cover? That was much more interesting. And that was the first story, and that was the best story, too. But everybody favored this cover. I don't know why. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. Haven't read it yet, though. So, picked up this one for 10. This book, you'll see on eBay, even at a 1.8, people are asking like 60 to 70, 80 bucks for it. This is a 0.5. It's missing the centerfold. Number 18, and it was only 10 bucks. And it's an LB Cole cover. So I thought, you know what? And I debated over it for about 3 or 4 days, and I said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just pick it up. And it's these Star Publication books are always reprints from Fox Comics, Fox Features, but they always have an original LB Cole cover. So that was $10. Always on the lookout for these, especially if they're cheap. I won't spend the money. People are asking a lot for these Tom Mix. These are from Ralston Purina cereal. So you had to send away. Let me show you. You had to send away for these. I have the dragon one, which is the most rare. And I found that on eBay years ago for 25 bucks. See, it has the original person's name right there. New York, and then it had instant cereal. You say it says right here, save the red seals or the blue seals, and then you send them away, and you get this comic. And there was, I believe, 10 issues. I think this one is really nice. It's missing that piece of the cover, but otherwise, this book is really nice. And it was only 15 bucks. Plus shipping. They had number 9, but it was beat. It was roached, as I heard on one video, and now I use that term all the time, for $10. But it's so roached. I'm not going to get it. But these are so cool. The art on the covers is just dynamite. People want so much money for these too. This guy had. Okay, so this is Popular Comics, number 66, August 1941. I have almost every issue with this character except for the first appearance. I'm still looking for that one to get it cheap. This was $40 plus shipping. I got him down from $45. He had a bunch of these on there with this character, but I had them all already. And he had the second appearance. But it was missing a couple pages, and it was really low condition. I already have it, but I was like, man, I want to get another copy. Such a cool cover, and I have it on my wall. But I'm not going to pay $45 for a low-grade copy like that. The one I got cost me $60, and I got it from my comic shop. It is not missing any pages, but supposedly it had brittle pages when I bought it, but when I got it, they weren't brittle, so I don't know how they determine brittle. I've had a comic from the Golden Age years ago that you just touch the page and it would fall apart. Picked this up for, I think $35, maybe $25. Captain Midnight, number 29, 1945. Anytime I can get these for $35 or less, I'll pick them up, even if they're missing the centerfold at that price. But if I'm going to pay more than $35, I want the centerfold. This one has all the pages and just a cool Captain Midnight. This, I think, is now my 5th copy of a Midnight issue. His first appearance was actually in Featured Comics, I believe, by Dell. He appeared. His first appearance was in Featured Comics or something Famous Comics, and then he had 2 appearances, and then Fawcett got a hold of the character. This next one I got. Oh man, I saw this like 3-4 years ago, just doing some research on Google. Saw this, and I never saw an issue of it for sale anywhere. One popped up on eBay for $10, and I jumped all over it. It's a Golden Age issue, but it's from Australia. But it's just cool, man. Convicted Comics. Love the title. Number 2 from 1957. H. John Edwards, Australian Publishing. So if you know history about Australia, it's an island, and England sent all their criminals there years ago. I think in the 1800s or something like that. And then the criminals, they populated the country and became a country. Pretty cool history. Cool comic, man. Got it off eBay, 27. Sparkler, number 26. Love picking up these early issues. I prefer the ones that have him on the cover, and I have a few of them. But even without him on the cover, it was cool. He was in there, and at one point in his career, for a few issues, he joined the army, and he was only in his army uniform in the stories. He's in there stabbing and killing Nazis. And the Tarzan in here by who does that? Hogarth is really good. Really, really good. This was a fun comic. They had one short little humorous comic in there with a math problem. And I'm going to tell you, see if you can figure it out. So 3 brothers came to the hotel, and they got a $30 room. So they split it 3 ways. Once they got to the room, the owner realized he gave them the $25 room. So he sent $5 back with the bellhop. So when the bellhop was on his way there, he stole $2 and gave $3 back to the brothers. So they each got $1. So they each paid $9. So if you take 9 times 3, that's 27. That's 27. If you add the bellhop's $2, that's only 29. What happened to the extra $1? Pretty cool math. I thought that was pretty cool. And let me see. So I picked up this one. He had 45 on it. Then he lowered it to 35. And he had to make an offer. I offered him 25, and he took it. So it's pretty roached out at the Staples. The pages are actually, if you turn them too hard, some of them came off the staple. So what you do with a book like this, that's this fragile, you take a piece of typing paper and you wrap it in a cylinder and tape it, and then you set it under the cover. And when you're at the table reading, it's like a pillow. You turn the pages and they land on that little cushion, and they don't go all the way down to open the book all the way. And that saves the book for the pages from separating. This was really good. And again, Black Magic, this series is so good up until the code. When the code was put on it, they sterilized it and it was crap. But before that, this is a really great series. And this is what number is this? Number 3. This is number 3. That's why I bought it. It's number 3. So it's the 3rd issue, 1957. And look at the cover. I mean, other than the staples, there's not even, I don't think I even see a spine tick in it. And it's a black cover. So I don't know how that would get graded, but man, it looks great. Except for those staples, it looks fantastic. And it's, of course, it's Jack Kirby and Joe Simon cover. And interior art. Okay, so I just got this came in today. I'm actually waiting on a few books that are late getting here. Talked to my buddy, the comic couple. If you're not following them on Instagram, big Spirit collector. He knows everything about the Spirit. Showed him this, told him how much it was. I think it was 88 shipped. I got him down from 95. And he said that's a great deal. He's got the same issue. He paid 60, but it's spine split. And this one does not have a spine split. It's a VG plus. So yeah, I haven't read it yet, but great cover, man. Great horror cover. This is my second Spirit comic in my collection. The other one is from Quality Comics. This is a Fiction House, I believe. And that is number 3, 1952. Again, the seller had number 1, but it was roached out. It was definitely a 1.8, and I'm like, nah. I think I'll just stick with this one. And man, we're coming down a half hour, but we're almost done. So the next 3 comics, okay, let me explain. I'll show you the less cooler of the 3. These next 3 are Canadian Whites. They were up for auction on eBay. I had bids on 3. 1 I really wanted. I lost the bid at the last minute, but then I slammed my hand down on that bid button, pissed off, and I won it. More than I wanted to. I think I must have put in accidentally. I think I put in $242 by accident. Oh, that's what it was. No, that's another. I put in $242 instead of $42 by accident and won it for $92, which still was a great deal. I'm going to show it to you. It's a $500 comic all day long. The other one I got is a $400 comic all day long. This one is somewhere between 70 to 100. I got this for less than 20. All of them for a seller from London. But I have 3 issues of this now. The Canadian Whites, big history. I don't have enough time. Go research Canadian Whites. But in the beginning of the series, they were only printed in white and the covers were in one color, green or red. And that's it. So Aces, 3 Aces comic, number 54. That's from 1946. And there's not many Western comics that are from the 40s. And then this one, and I read this one. It was pretty good. I think I got this one for like $50 or $60. Freelance. Canadian. I don't know if I mentioned the Canadian. Yeah, I did. Canadian Whites. And a really cool. And this really promotes the Boy Scouts in here. On the opening splash page, talks about the Boy Scouts. And I thought, what a shame the day we live in with such evil in the world, that the Cub Scouts, they're not even an organization anymore. I don't know. In our church, our church is disassociated with them because of the whole, I'm not going to get into it, but it's just a shame what has happened to the Boy Scouts. This was the one that I really paid the $92 for. That's a beautiful shark cover. Grand Slam Comics number 56. That Freelance was from 46. This one is from 1946 also. Man, and these are all in great shape. This one is fine. This one is fine plus. This one, the money book, is like, I would say, very fine minus. But look at the cover. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, on with that. So the next book is super low grade. Well, I would say super. It's all there. Check out that baby. Wow Comics number 7. 1942. Commando Yank. I had this on my watch list for like, I think 5 months. The guy had $135 on it. No, more than that. I think he had $160 on it. He lowered it to 100 at one point, shot it, and then that was for like a couple days. Then it went back up to 160. Then he lowered it to 109 for a couple of days over the course of this 5 months. Then it went back up to 160. Then I saw it for 85, and I said, okay, time to jump on this. Just love that cover. Nice World War II cover. Look at the battleships in the background. The bombers. Everything about this is cool. Coming in on a half hour. Last 2 books. Won this auction. More than I wanted. I think I paid $60 shipped. But I have a couple issues with these characters. But this is their first and only cover appearance in comics, and the only cover appearance of superhero in Tip Top Comics. Number 54, Triple Terror. They're all brothers. They all have like a specialty, chemistry. I forget what he is. Electronics, and they just put on their uniforms and they go out and superhero. They don't have any superpowers at all. And I forget what year this is from. It's definitely like 1941 or something. I'm going to check real quick. Come on, let's do it. And this is one of those super big Golden Age books. I had to find a special bag for it. 1940, October. Really cool, man. A lot of reprints from the newspaper in here, but Triple Terror is the original superhero. That's because of Superman. Superman started that trend. Every publisher wanted to have their own Superman. And last but not least, and if I haven't showed this in a video yet, there it is. Wild Comics, number 23. In 1944, robot cover. I have never seen this for sale on eBay, and I searched Golden Age for the last, I don't know, 6 years. I have never seen this for sale, and it was by my comic shop. So if you have a comic on on eBay that's from my comic shop, go to their website because you're going to get it cheaper. The more expensive the book is, the more money you'll get off on it. Usually, if it's like under $100, you might get anywhere from $1 to $5. Hey, but you're saving money. And then a book that's usually over 100, you're going to save 10, 20, 30, depending, how expensive it is. So there you go, Mary Marvel. Then you got her over here. So I put up a couple horror comics for Halloween. You got Beyond. You got the Marvel family over here, number 77 with King Cole. So that's my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a long one. I appreciate anybody that's stuck around. And yeah, so I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I want to say a bunch of stuff, but this video is too long, people. Thank you for just watching and for supporting me. And I'm definitely supporting you. I'm watching all your videos. Thank you. Nighttiger out.